and welcome back to Be Creative Stamping and my virtual tour of my new stamping studio. Today I'm going to focus on my stamping island. This is my favorite piece in the room, and it took quite a bit of thought and design to actually construct this. First of all, I want to show you what we used to create the island, and I'm here on the Ikea website. You're actually looking at the color birch. I did purchase mine in white, and I needed 4 of these. So I have 1 at each end of the island and then 1 on each side of the island. So I will try and show you that. Hopefully it's not too confusing. I'm going to show you the ends of the island first. And if you remember from another video, this is my big shot area. And so right across from the big shot area is the end of the island. And it's very appropriate that I have my big shot right here. I have all my supplies in the same space. And when I'm ready to use it, all I have to do is pull it out of the cubby and sit it on top of the counter. Right next door to that is my embossing area. I decided to pull this out of the cubby. I want you to get a good look at this. This is actually a hair dryer stand from Bed Bath & Beyond. And so what I've done is to put my heating tool here and my embossing buddy here. And then I have this little glass container. I've got some clothespins in it, some Versamark ink, and then my Versamark right there. And here's the embossing area when I put it back in the cubby. So right under that is the rest of my embossing supplies. I have stored all of my embossing powders on a Keurig K-Cup carousel, and so they fit perfectly right in these holes, and then I can turn the carousel to find the embossing powder that I'm looking for. Now, another reason that I have the embossing items here is because right next door to the island is a plug. So I can easily just plug in my embossing gun and I am ready to emboss whatever it is I'm working on. Also located in this cubby are some plastic trays and some cardboard from designer paper packs. Later, I'll show you what I'm doing with the designer paper packs. I always like to have those on hand, so I save those. And the plastic trays, I use these when I am teaching a class where we make 2 to 3 projects. I put everything in order in which we're going to make them, and each customer gets a tray with all their supplies, and it really helps from items getting spread all over the table. Now right next door to that are more storage containers. The larger ones I use for stamp camps. I usually put the card in there and all the supplies you would need in order to make that card. So that comes in very handy as well. As you can see, this is the end of the island. When you walk into the room, you do not see this end at all. I'm now at the opposite end of the stamping island. So let me show you what I have here. If you remember, I'm going to rotate this so you can see all of my papers. And so what I wanted to do was to make sure that all my cardstock and designer papers were in the same area. So you've already seen the video on how I organized this. So if you just turn around, now you can see the end colors. And I've done them the same way. I've got the end colors, and then after the 5 end colors, that is where I put the designer paper stack. And I've done the same with the other set of end colors. So I did purchase another paper holder that fits into the Ikea Kallax shelving. Now, right next to that are my current designer papers. It includes Celebration, it includes the Occasions catalog, and most of the paper from the large idea book and catalog. So I am actually going to do a separate video on this and show you how I actually organize these. But what I like about it is I've got everything in alphabetical order. It's right next to all my cardstock. So everything is just hidden away, but when I need it, it is right there for me to pull it off the shelf. Now here at the very bottom, these are papers that are in our idea booking catalog, such as the brushed gold cardstock, the fancy foil gold vellum, the glimmer papers, the naturals white cardstock, watercolor paper, vellum. So you can see these are also in alphabetical order. So I'll do a separate video because I want to show you how I made my designer paper dividers. Now right next to that, at the very bottom, this is still a work in progress. Right now, I just have extra 8.5 by 11 paper that I am storing there. I do have some Project Life materials in the back. I've got a few paper pumpkins right here, and I have some of our paper stacks. But what I want to do with this is maybe purchase another paper holder and put my retired paper there. So you have probably been wondering, where are the stamps? And so that's what I'm going to show you now. Okay, so here's the drawer unit that you insert inside the cubby. And that will give you 2 drawers. Okay, so let me show you what's inside the drawers. I have my Whisper White and Very Vanilla cardstock in the top 2 drawers. And that's because I use this cardstock all the time, and I really need it accessible while I'm working here at the island. Now the next drawer has all the current stamp sets from the Occasions catalog. These are the most recent stamp sets, so they are in alphabetical order, and this drawer will hold 18 clear mount stamp sets. It's kind of hard to see in the very back, so you do have 2 options. You can either take the drawer completely out, which is very easy to do, or you can take 4 or 5 stamp sets and take them out so that you can see what's in the back. Now over here in this drawer, here are other current stamp sets. These are the Celebration stamp sets. So once Celebration is over, I will move these to the other side of the counter. Now here in the very bottom, right here, these last 4 drawers, I have my word stamps, current as well as retired ones. They are in alphabetical order. Here is another drawer of them. And all the way here at the bottom is the last drawer of words. And then over here are background stamps, or maybe they're single wood stamps. And again, they are in alphabetical order. So it's really nice to have the drawers in the front, because when you walk into the stamp room, everything looks very finished and it's not jumbled up or stacked in the wrong way. Okay, so I'm now on the opposite side of the island, and I decided to keep this open instead of adding drawers. So as you can see, the drawers make a nice touch because when you walk into the room, you don't see any clutter at all. It's just really neat looking. So here we are. I've got stamps here, as you can see. And how I organize them, I put all my seasonal stamps together, like all my Christmas sets, my Valentine's, Halloween. And then I've got mostly some of my older wood sets that I like to keep. I have those together. And just the everyday sets I have together as well. So a little bit of everything, and I did alphabetize it, so now I just have to remember the name of the stamp set. But as you can see here, this is 4 cubbies here as well. So I hope you're getting an idea of how the island was built. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the top of the island. In the beginning, I thought I was going to put some Formica as the countertop, but then I decided that I'd like something different, and so my contractor found a wood door for me. This is a solid wood door, and we believe it was in a church. It's very, very heavy, and he did cut it to fit the top of the counter. So my counter measurements are roughly 30 by 60. And then he did add some trim on the end of the counter. And so I'll kind of zoom in on that so you can see the trim. That's all the way around. And he did put a coat of polyurethane on the top as well to kind of protect it. Okay, so right here in the center, I've got my Stampin' Scrub, a ruler. This is my cute little trash can and some adhesive. So I keep this here in the middle. This is a little burlap tray. It fits paper beautifully, 8.5 by 11 paper, and I purchased that at Hobby Lobby. So this would even be good to put copy paper in, which was originally what I thought I was going to do. And then, of course, you've seen the stamp pad carousel, which I love. I'm so happy that I have that, and it's with the extender. And that's just on the end of the counter. So hopefully, oh, let me tell you this. The very bottom, the contractor built a frame for the Kallax shelving. And the frame is used with a 2x6, so 2x6 boards, and he gave me a little bit of a toe space. So I can definitely put my toe under the actual shelving. So hopefully you can see where the shelving begins and ends. This line right here is the beginning of 4 cubbies. And then here's the next cubby, but it's turned this way, and so forth. So the 4 cubbies came together, and then he put the countertop on, and it does have a bit of a lip too, so it doesn't fit it, you know, perfectly. He did screw the countertop to the cabinets. I think it's about 12 screws, and if I ever need to disassemble it, if I'm moving, I can just take the 4 screws out and it will come apart so that it can be moved. So please let me know if you have any questions regarding this. I love the way it's done. I can move around the island while I'm stamping. I can videotape here, and I've got all my